have that we actually are the founders or part of the founders and curators of. Shout out to my boy Vbyz, who's also another one that couldn't be with us right now. But we had put this event in place. It's called the Melanin Market Experience. And many people don't know what melanin means actually.
So, what does melanin mean, brother?
Well, basically, melanin means a shade or shades, multiple shades of color. You have lighter, caramel, brown skin, dark chocolate, just like a box of chocolate. It's a whole range of beautiful colors that make up the whole. And so we decided to have this event for the understanding of how to empower, first of all, the black morale, once again, and secondly, how to empower the black dollar, which my brother Corey X is very much strong on the reason as to why the black dollar has become diminished or why we don't know how powerful it is or the knowledge of it, basically. So listen, we came with this event. We started here in South Jersey in a town where we're both from, Willingboro, New Jersey. Shout out to y'all. At a place called JFK where they so graciously allowed us to have this event. The first time of us doing it, it was kind of like, we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know if we were going to get vendors. We didn't know if we were going to get businesses or what kind of businesses we would get. And after that, we didn't know actually if people would come. So our goal the first time was to have about 60 vendors. And we were blessed to have almost 70 by the time it was all over. Of course, you know, a few of those came last minute. We're dealing with small black businesses. You'll understand how that goes. But with that being said, it was an amazing at the first time and 3 financial sponsors. And we were definitely blessed to have that and thankful because the first time doing anything, a lot of people don't really have a trust in the first time of many things. You know, they don't know what to expect. Why would they give their money to something they don't know what the result of it's going to be? Like, will their money go to good use? And so we had that first time. That was back November the 18th, 2017. And our second one, about 3.5 months later.
Yes, sir.
Mind you, we only had about 2 months to 3 months to plan the first one. And somehow it just worked out that we got it done. And the second one was April the 7th. That our goal that year or that time was 100 vendors. And by the time it was all said and done, that day when we showed up, we had over 100 vendors and 7 financial sponsors of all sponsorship tiers. It just showed us the fact that, first of all, people and how they love the idea, and secondly, how people have been waiting for something like this to come about to be able to support. And with that said, now we've allowed ourselves to take that energy, bottle it together, take that knowledge, understanding, and structure. And our newest venture is moving to North Jersey. Not to say moving to North Jersey, but taking a little hiatus from Willingboro to build and to help and enhance the rest of the world. And our first location in doing that is North Jersey. So with that said, I know many people might be thinking about why we chose North Jersey. So Corey, you want to talk about that?
Well, you know, it's a region that is filled with beautiful history. When you say Newark, you're talking about Elizabeth, you're talking about Jersey City, you're talking about a region that is just filled with black excellence. You know, and it's still relatively close to South Jersey. Sometimes on South Jersey to North Jersey, there's a split. And it's like anything below Trenton is like considered country. So, you know, we really want to unify with our brothers and sisters up in North Jersey and do business and fellowship and network. There's like minds together that can probably can enhance their own network capabilities as we build together.
Right. And so the interesting part is that, you know, we've had a chance to be in the area the past few weeks. One, you know, before you go into somewhere, you must understand how it feels to physically be there. And sometimes when you're physically there, you can get the feeling of what the atmosphere is like, what it's lacking, what it's in need of, or what it's increasing in. And the interesting part is that we were able to really see that they need something like this. A lot of the focus of the city is not necessarily so much focused on doing business in a legal way, and so much. Sometimes it's about, you know, other things. And so this idea, the crazy thing is, we were there last week, and me and Corey just kept laughing, having laughs back and forth, because we're just trying to pass out flyers, you know, just trying to go support and trying to canvass the area to show people that we're there, that we have an event coming. And as soon as we just put our hand out, first of all, some people try to avoid us.
Right.
As they see us like with something in our hand, they were coming toward us. They tried to like
that up north hustle.
Yeah. I guess they thought we were trying to sell something or trying to like get them to come somewhere that they didn't want to go. And so when we mentioned our quick, you know, we gotta have quick time, like, well, black business, they were like, oh, black business. What? Like it almost arrested them. They literally like turn and snap their head back like, oh my bad, I thought it was something else.
Right.
And there's like, oh, well, what's this? Oh, I like that. I'm telling my cousin, my sister, my aunt, we gonna be there. And so it shows that sometimes you have to be the voice and you have to be the avenue that takes the initiative and has the strength, despite what it looks like, to really put something together and forge ahead to create something that people want. They just don't know how to go about it or just are afraid to go step outside their comfort zone. And the interesting thing is that, just to kind of give a little background, a few things I do. And so I was working on another project that deals with a range or diversified group of people in the sneaker business. As we know, a lot of black people buy sneakers, but white people or other people of other ethnicities, they do business in sneakers as far as buy, selling, and trading, as far as the whole element of business concerning sneaker wear. And a gentleman, he's over a show that we were doing, and he's like, man, he was like, I like what you're doing. He was like, I don't know if I could have ever done that. And he was like, it's kind of hard when it's such a centralized market. I said, well, first of all, you have to understand this. We're doing this for a reason, to empower black people and empower the melanated brothers and sisters. But on top of that, think about the times that we're in. At this moment where we're in, the black skin has become almost like a poison, basically, to many people's eyes. And especially in media-wise and just from law-wise and things of that nature, people just have tried to diminish who we are and what we are and who we were really born as, kings and queens, as many would say, royalty and Nubian essence. And so I told him, I said, what other better time to do an event like this that will help raise the morale of the black gender, or excuse me, the black race as now. And so with that being said, there's no other time but to do it now. Think about this, with Black Lives Matter and with police brutality and things of that nature against black lives. It's just people, just period, that are just taking out lives of our brothers and sisters. Something like this needs to happen to show that, first of all, we have more to us than just a color of our skin. Two, we have the understanding of business. We have the understanding of the economics. We have gifts, talents, and abilities that range in the world that are already out there. We also can do the same thing, have the same gift and ability. So why not create something that can let that be heard? Why not go to the city in the guttermost to, to let those voices be heard too? And it's so interesting because we've seen people literally, when they come across the page and they come across the advertisements for the event on Instagram and social media, immediately they're just liking everything. And so it's kind of refreshing, because sometimes I'll see people like one thing, or you'll know that they like something or seen it, but they won't like it. You know what I mean? And to see a black person that understands that, yo, dad, they're doing this, I need to get on that bandwagon. And something that I loved, I'll say this, it was a blog on social media. I can't think of the name offhand. I don't want to get it wrong. There was somebody a vendor that wanted to vend with them, and they were like, well, listen, and their event is in December. They was like, well, we have all our spots filled. They said, but the Melanin Market event is coming up. You might be able to get a spot with them, maybe, if they have some available. The fact that there was a sense of camaraderie there, not to be like, oh, well, we can't do it, but put you on our list. We're just going to take care of you for next year. Like, don't go to any other option, or don't try to tell anybody else, give them the business, etc. To me, it showed that we are all in this together, and there's no competition whatsoever to try to you make it or I'll make it. It's all about us making it together for our people. And so it was just very enlightening for me, the fact that, I'm able to see the social media, able to see people's comments, able to see how they take this idea. And so because of that, it gives me great heartfelt pleasure to know that we're doing something that's making an impact, not just about putting businesses out there. And something else I want to talk about too is the fact of, it's not just about buying, selling, and trading. It's about understanding how, as a young African American business or melanated business, that how you put yourself in a professional element or eye to diversify yourself across the customer base. Unfortunately, I'm part of my brother Corey can adhere to this. Sometimes we don't get business as, our skin tone or whatever, because people feel like we're not up to par, because we're not presented correctly. And it's unfortunate, but one thing I always say is your presentation will create profit for you. Sometimes your presentation will alleviate or decrease profit for you, because it's how people take you. It's how they think that what you're going to have is going to be quality or not. And so with our modeling market, it's not just about the business in itself. It's about actually developing it to be to a certain point that's professional enough to not be limited to any way or any person or any area that they can cater to whatever they do. With that being said, I want to speak on one very thing. My brother Corey is very knowledgeable on statistics that most people really probably don't know in our community, as far as how the flow of economics go and how the flow of our dollar, or why the power of our dollar is not as strong anymore, because it's nobody else's problem or nobody else's fault but ours. I'm gonna let brother Corey speak on why that's the case. Just speak on to him about the statistics and the black dollar and how it circulates.
The black dollar circulates, Arrington, at extreme low amounts compared to other ethnic races. When we have this conversation of, love everybody and, just it doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter. When it comes down to when we follow the spending of in the Asian community or the Jewish community or the white community or the Hispanic community, they are by far not even close to the numbers of what the black community is spending. The Asian community, for example, will spend out of 1 month, 28 days. Mm-hmm. Their money in doing business with each other is from hand to hand, whether it's in the I get paid, I'm going to go to an Asian restaurant. I'm going to go to an Asian suit store. I'm going to go to an Asian bank. That money stays in the community almost the whole month. Mm-hmm. When you compare that to the black community, brother, 6 hours, not even one day out that month does that black money circulate in its community. And on an overall statistics, that's 95% of your money that's leaving your community. Right. And I want to speak on the fact I was in Jersey City today. Mm-hmm. We're pushing it. We're all over the place pushing the message and just really trying to build a network with other melanated and black businesses. Mm-hmm. And I was just thrown back by seeing all these young black males in the streets. Mm-hmm. They're in the streets doing absolutely nothing, brother. And, I'm thinking like, dude, is there no money in this community? Is there no business in the community? Yes, there is business in the community. Yes, there is. I see these brothers with clothes. They have money, but where is it going? Right. Right. When it comes into our community, it comes out of our community. We go to that pizza shop, we go down to Walmart, we don't even think about it. Mm-hmm. And then if you say, oh, well, I supported a black-owned, I had a black-owned plumber come in my house and change my life. All right, well, where did the equipment come from that plumber had? Right. Or what about your underwear? Now, I said, Honorable Minister Luz Farrakhan has mentioned, we don't even make our own underwear. Wow. Everything, we are imported pro-consumer people. Wow. And compared to civil rights, if you compare that, that was not the case. Mm-hmm. At that time, they supported each other. They had black-owned hotels, not Arab hotels. They had black-owned coffee breakfast places. They had black-owned soup places. Mm-hmm. The money was staying inside their community, and they were building each other up. Mm-hmm. And yes, there was poorer black Americans, but what they saw was that image of that businessman in their community. So there was something that they could strive to be.
Right. And one thing I do want to speak on, with the melanin market, as Brother Corey is talking about, something striving to be, seeing something that looks like you that is excelling. And so one of the biggest thrusts of the melanin market is not just for, the older generation or those people that are adults, things of that nature. One of our main thrusts is understanding how to build the mentality and entrepreneurial mentality of our youth. Understanding that they put a lot of focus and energy to a lot of other things. As Brother Corey said today, I was laughing because he called me while he was in Jersey City, like, I don't know what's going on here. What's going on here? Like, he's like, yo, it looks like they're just doing nothing with their life. I was like, well, that's just what they're used to because they probably have not seen anything different. And like with a child, a child is very much in their formative years and teachable. You know what I'm saying? So what they see is what they just learn and what they embody and what they apply. So if you're not seeing anything different from TV, social media, etc. like that, what they see is a glorified lifestyle, but they see that the only way to get to that glorified lifestyle is through these different elements that are around them every day. And so because of that, there's no hope unless they get another view or vision of something different. And so with that being said, we want to make sure this event is showing young people, like we've had privilege to have part of our first two events, young entrepreneurs such as A to Z Candles, such as Samia's Soap. These are handmade products, handmade soap, handmade candles, things of that nature, all natural and organic. And these are young entrepreneurs. We have literally a part of our North Jersey event, a young entrepreneur that's a book author. I think it's 10 or 13, one of the two. Yeah. And we have another young entrepreneur coming called PTC, Past the Competition. He's a shirt clothing designer. These are young people that are, first of all, somewhere along the line, they saw somebody's like, dang, I can do that. Now the point is, how do we take what they had and what they saw, and how do we allow people to see it themselves through us, to make other young entrepreneurs with a mentality and a mindset on business? The great thing I always say is that you can hustle on the street. Come on. For something that you have to look over your shoulder every other day, but something that's only going to last but so long. Why can you put that same focus, energy, and effort into doing something that's actually going to be legal and actually get you a profit of something that can actually get a customer base? That you have to be worried about, well, can this person know if I'm selling them? Can I trust this one? Can I trust that one? Got two different phones. Don't let it be a trap phone. Let it be a rat phone. You know what I mean?
Come on. That's good.
So, you know what I mean? My thing about it is we want to make sure this event and the reason why I put it in place, it caters to all ages, caters to all genders, and it caters to all understanding of backgrounds and class. It's a way to encompass and infuse all. Now, my community has not been deprived of seeing things like this. We have some people that have been able to see the different neighborhoods and live their fluent life themselves. But with that, they are also in place to help those that may not have had that either. To show, like, listen, this is a life that you can live as well. So about it is with the melanin market, we want people to understand the message is simply empower our race as a whole. No child and no adult left behind, and none of our black brothers and sisters. That being said, we are definitely thankful for opportunities such as
Let's go.
radio
Black
right here.
owned
Black
radio.
owned.
Peace to my brother. Thank you.
Black owned, black owned. And listen, at the Melanin Market, a lot of people have hit us up in the emails, stuff like that. It's like, well, y'all just gonna have a bunch of clothes. I guess everybody just thinks that black people just make clothes, I guess. We've been privileged to have a range of businesses and brands. We've literally had, in the midst of our events, a black tissue paper owner. Oscar, brother Oscar, I actually seen him last night too. It was funny. Yeah. Doing amazing. He had to actually stop production because he has to fulfill the orders he had because it just took off so quickly. We had people that came and did massages. We had organic hair care products. We had people that sold gold. We had book authors that sold out. And I always say this story because we know people don't really read much anymore. And the ones that do read, they got Kindles, like digital, files they can just pick them and put down. Actual book author, Lachey Lattimore, shout out to her, came and sold out the first time we had the actual market, a paperback physical book. Who does that anymore? You know what I mean? So we've had food, we've had clothing, we've had accessories, we've had people that came and do insurance. We've had accountants that actually have an accountant being part of this one, which I'm so excited about. A CPA that is black-owned business and et cetera, coming to be a part of North Jersey. We have a security company, all black-owned, coming to be a part of our one in North Jersey. A travel agency coming to be a part of one in North Jersey. It's amazing the type of brands that are out there that are black-owned that we probably never even thought were. Because the only image we get in the world is that it's somebody else. We think that, first of all, it's too hard. Let me say this too. One thing about our culture, if I could just say something outside of all this, one thing about our culture is that we don't quest for knowledge. We just take what we think and we go with it, and that's how we get defeated. Because if people think that it's hard, it's so much money to start a business. It's not even that much money. It's only $125 to $175 to start your business as far as getting legally bounded or your name and everything solidified. That's a pair of Jordans that we'll spend. We'll save our money for a pair of Jordans, but won't save to pay on something that can actually create lifelong wealth for us. Something we can pass down to generations. Another thing about our culture, we don't understand how to prepare for generations. It's not about you eating. It's about one thing my aunt said from one of her friends, Apostle Sharon Roberts, just show a shout out to her. One of her friends, Tiffany Dawson, who is a multi-millionaire, a multi-million dollar estate she has, and things of that nature, and businesses and brands of that nature is, if you can't feed 3 generations at least off of your plate, then you've not done enough. So if you can't feed your grandchildren's grandchildren, then that means you've not done enough. That's not generational wealth. That's just riches. Which riches can go, but wealth remains and stays the same. That means you put something in place that is substantive that each generation can pick up and keep going with. And so with that, the melanin market is, as you can see, we're so passionate about these different things we're talking about. It's not just about the money. That's nice. It's a little quick money you make in that day. It's about the mentality. How do you take that money and multiply it? How do you ensure that when you leave that day, that you create a brand in somebody's mind that's so strong that they have to keep going with you as opposed to somebody else? We were today luckily and privileged to go to North today. We were in the office with Balaji Baraka.
Yes, thank you, sir, for all the help that you're doing and getting that information out with different people in the city.
Yes, sir.
And just really welcoming us to the city. And it's beautiful when you step out of your terrain and you go into another community and you're embraced by those who they just say, man, I like you young brothers, what you're doing. Right. When we went up into the schools, we walked up into the schools and there was no red tape. Right. When they seen us coming in talking about the support and upliftment of our young black brothers and sisters and putting them out there to support each other, they said, are you ready to go in front of the kids now? Right. Like, because, we are ready for you to talk to the kids. So it was just warming to see our people who possibly you could say been left behind in certain economic ways. Civil rights, 20 to 25 million of our people got disengaged from each other. So this black middle class and black elite are making more money in 2018 than they did before civil rights. But our lower income families are making less money. The Million Man March, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said something so profound to me. He said, you hear the Black Lives Matter. He said, brothers, black dollars matter. When you go to Martin Luther King, 1967, 1968, we have the information now. In 1963, he was talking, I Have a Dream. 1967, 1968, he had switched it up. If you truly study Martin Luther King, and he was talking about economics. 2 weeks or a few weeks before he was gunned down, they were about to march back to Washington, D.C. with their economic plan. He said, pull your money out of Coca-Cola. Pull your money out of Wonder Bread. Support black insurance companies. We don't even have black insurance companies the way we did back then. I think there's a few left. We had 50 to 60 black-owned banks back in the 60s. Now we have 18. So in certain ways, to see what we're doing in 2018 is almost like we're going backwards. Yeah, we're winning on certain ends, but we're losing too much on other ends. And that's just what we have to, as a people, decide what's really important for us in our communities. Because I tell you, like we were speaking about that Jersey City, I was upset to see my brothers who look like me, who's going to help him? Yeah, here, young brother, here's a Melanin market. You come down. I'm not scared of you. I love you, brother. And I want to see you make it, and I want to see you succeed, every last one of you. Because I know what? If you make it, and if you are doing well in society, I don't have to worry about you on my back door coming in robbing my house. Right. This is important, brothers. And even in the community of Willingboro, which lives we live over double the economics of our inner city communities. Our standard household, I believe, is anywhere from $60,000 to $100,000. Yet, and still, how many businesses do we have in this community? I see McDonald's, I see Burger King, I see Taco Bell, Walmart swallowing up all your money. You don't have bodegas are in the inner city, and then Arabs own the corner stores out here. No offense to them, they're making money off of you. Right. When are we going to sit there and say, you know what, we need this, let's pull our resources together, Brother Arrington, and open up a store and challenge them? We are not challenging those. Right. So, Melanin Market is also bringing awareness to each other, because if that business makes it, we make it. Right. If Hypa, Vbyz Radio makes it, you know what? He gets to employ young brothers off the street, and he needs to hire people because he's got a radio station over here. Right. We have to understand that the money circulating in our hands will build each other up, and we will have our own Fortune 5 companies. McDonald's, and the marketing aspect I want to speak to Lamar, Wheezy, and Arrington, who are brilliant. These young brothers, sometimes with black businesses, what we like to do is say, you know what, I'm a good marketer. I'm going to market my business to the best of my ability, and I'm not, and see what happens. Well, you might not have that eye, you might not have that vision as a marketer. So maybe you want to team up with your brother or sister who is an expertise in that level and can take your platform or take your business to another level. We have to work together. We can't do it all by ourselves. So, it's good to team up. You need this or you need that and find that, but you might not even know where to go. So on Melanin Markets, you will get the chance to see different talents that we have in our community.
Right. And one thing I want to say, we are on live, so if anybody has any questions or wants us to answer anything, please write them down here to us. Brother Maurice.
Oh, man, we busy, brother.
Here in spirit. But ask us any questions down here so we can answer them. But I do want to speak on what you just said. The problem, also another problem, I just have a bunch of problems. It's very much piggybacking off of Brother Corey, is that we are so afraid and have too much pride for us to connect with somebody else because we're afraid of who's going to get the glory or get the attention or get the acclaim. You gotta think about this. All three of us have three distinct brands that we all have that we all, we could have all probably done it on our own. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we realized that Corey has Grateful Hearts with some other stuff, Peacekeeper, some other stuff he got going on. I got the Billion brand, Maurice got Maurice Productions, etc. But we decided to bring this all together because we utilize everyone's strengths and weaknesses to help supplement whatever may be there. And then understanding that we are all stronger together to create an event like this than apart. So that's the only way we're able to make the Melanin market work effectively. Something that somebody said, is a client of mine. Shout out to him, Clayton Leonard, luxury men's suit brand. Just want to get that to him. Black owned, makes all his stuff from scratch. Has been in Vogue, Taylor Magazine, Across Seas, LA Fashion Week, all that kind of stuff. Black owned, amazing, amazing high luxury brand. He said something. He said this year for him is collaboration over competition. And I like that concept of collaboration over competition because to me, I want to take a little further and say the fact that collaboration leads to currency, but competition leads to currently. And you think about it, competition.
Go ahead, freestyle.
I got bars. They can jump in the bars. But collaboration means your currency. Think about currents. They're longer. They last longer. They're things that happen as a continuation. You know what I mean? So when you collaborate, that means not just what I'm capable of, it's what me and someone else is capable of to partner together to make that a little longer lasting, a little more stronger and strengthened. Now, with the competition, you're only as good as what you're currently doing, what you can only currently do. And it means it goes no further than what you can do. So that means you're what? Stagnant. So you're not progressing. Your substance not getting any stronger. You're only getting stronger as your capability, not you and someone else together to help take that to another level and the next level and make it even longer or continue. So my thing about it is this. At the end of the day, and we all, one thing I would say my brother Vbyz said, he said, what's 100% of nothing? If you can say mine all day all night, but I have 100% of zero, as opposed to I may have 50% of something is better than nothing. And so when we get that understanding, and we get that focus in our community, it will really help us to really advance stronger. Like Brother Corey said, I may not have all the finances. If you got the finances and somebody else, two other people, you got 5,000, you got 5,000, you got 5,000, you got 5,000. Let's get together, buy a building, get a business. And now, first of all, not only are all our networks coming together, but now we're putting our net worth together to be able to create something that will allow us to build a second business somewhere a little quicker than it was if it was just us trying to save the money ourselves. We don't think like that. And so with the Melanin market, we just want to let y'all know we're about to really enhance things to another level where it's not just coming for that day and coming to buy, sell, and trade and stuff of that nature, but actually doing some kind of classes and seminars, making 2-day events where you actually come and you actually learn as a business. Not just something I just thought I'm just going to do just to put a product out there, but now how do I take this product? How do I learn how to collab? One thing I always do is I tell any young entrepreneur this and our entrepreneurs, this is an art of networking. You have to learn that as a business owner, how to network. You can't show up at an event like this, think that everybody's going to come to you. And then they have you and about 60 other people they can go to. Why would they come to you? Because you're going outside yourself to make yourself friendly and to engage them. And at the end of the day, my thing is this: it doesn't make your brand any less powerful just because you had to go outside your way to tell somebody about it. Because the only way somebody would know about it is if you tell them, or somebody that knows you has experienced it, but it's not their job. At the end of the day, you must be your biggest supporter and your biggest promoter. And you can't come outside your way, you too prideful and they're like, oh, that's gonna diminish what I am. They're gonna feel like I'm trying to beg. No, it's not begging at all. Because I always respect somebody. They know I'll be the first one to say, my name is Arrington Alexander Crawford. I'm the Billion Brand. I do this, and this. Because something that you might need, and you might, Dad, I didn't know that. I have people that know me, don't even know something I've done. Just because we may not talk as much, but think about that. And they're like, Dad, I would have gave you the job, the opportunity. So think about it. This opportunity can be missed if you never make it your right or your business to put what you do out there. So I know it's a long little cast we got going on. We just, like I said, we just get so passionate about this kind of stuff. We definitely have some major things coming as far as platforms to give information to you guys, to really speak with other business entrepreneurs, stuff of that nature. So please make sure y'all continue to follow. I don't know, Brother Corey, you have anything to say?
First of all, I want to shout out to the local candidates of the voting, Carlos Worthy, Lori Parker, Felicia Thompson, and all the other candidates who went out there and campaigned so hard and are celebrating last night. Much love. I do want to speak on the Asian community in reference to, do you see the Asian community push or really push about elections and voting or so much?
Mm-hmm.
They don't push on voting so much, even though they do vote, but like say vote or die because their economics is already established.
Right.
The biggest black-owned bank has assets of $600 million. 600. That's a lot of money, right?
Yes, it is.
Well, the biggest American bank has $25 billion.
Mm-hmm.
We have more people than them and a bigger economic base, yet and still, I'm going to say that again. We have more, our $1.3 trillion economy is more than that 800, I believe it's around $800 million Asian dollar, yet and still their bank is at $25 billion. Doesn't matter to them who's in office. They already have their own schools. You go to Chinatown. You go over there and see all the business they have. They have their own schools. They have everything they need to sustain themselves as a community. And then, yes, they will go out there and vote, but they already have the economics and the self-sustained idea, self-preservation. It's not, it's smart for self-preservation. It's common sense. When we talk about our ancestors who died and bled for the right to vote, they weren't taking their money outside their community.
Right.
They were together. They went over that bridge together. We are so divided in our little communities. We fight amongst community leaders.
Right.
In 2018, they didn't do that then. In 1960s, you had community leaders of ideas and thoughts, a Muslim sitting down with a Christian, and they could agree to disagree, but they sat down and dialogue.
Right.
We got brothers and sisters who won't even sit down and dialogue. Yeah. So, the melanin market, and the brother just speaking so eloquently, it's in each and every last one of us. It's inside of us. Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, the act of life itself is a business. So young brothers and young sisters, you are a business. Right. Where are you spending your money? That's a business. Are you spending your money on Newports? Well, that's the business that you're sending your money, sending to Newports, and they're getting your money. Your lifestyle is a business. Your lifestyle is a market. You are melanin market.
That's true.
So as we engage on these talks of economics, it's not just one specific category. It actually brands into multiple categories. Mm-hmm. To your lifestyle, to your local politics, to your household. Because in my household, if I'm having trouble with my income, I might be having trouble with my wife and family as well. Because when it comes to hard times, it gets a hard situation. So, it's just a trickle effect. So this is why it's a much needed for us to network and brand and support each other so we could create an atmosphere. And I'm gonna leave on this last note. How many people have good jobs out there and work at a good job but hate the people you work with? You hate the people you work with because really you have to go to a job and be other than yourself to sustain that job. Imagine working into an environment, whether you're an owner or not. If I like pets, but I work at a pet store for my black-owned brother, and I don't have to come in here and not be myself. Hey, man, put on John Legend. Yeah. We have to come in out and we have to bend down our own styles to incorporate into others. So it almost takes a lack of us too, and it puts lots of stress on us. That's all I want to speak. But I want to thank you all. And shout out again to Hypa Vbyz Radio. Check my brother out. Is that information is on? Yeah. You can catch him on Facebook and Instagram. Brother, he invited us out. We support him. He's up and coming. Shout out to my brother Arrington. He's just a prolific thinker and speaker. And I'm telling you, he's a Morehouse graduate. He's got a lot of great accolades. And we as black men need to start supporting and uplifting each other as black men. And stop saying, hey, before I say something negative out my mouth about the brother, I'm gonna say all the positive about my brother. My brother graduated from Morehouse. Do you know how difficult that was for him? And he could speak on that as a black man and speak to our young kids about the importance of an HCBU, a historically owned, black-owned university where you could be yourself. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, but I thank you for your time. It's just, I hope to see each and last one of you out there on the 10th. And if not, Support those who are going. Nah, we be real quick to say, I ain't going.
Right.
But you know somebody's going in, just let me know. Hey, throw them $20, hey, go pick me up a shirt.
Right. And not only that, you may not have a business or brand, but why not come support a movement that's being put in place? It doesn't hurt you to show up. We'll go anywhere else. We'll go to a concert. We'll go to the movies, whatever. It's a it's a family friendly event, so it's not just like buy, selling, trading, vendors coming in and selling things. It's actually we have artists, we have speakers that will be coming to speak about their business. Just give a little shout out real quick. We will have a preview, I guess. I'll tell y'all now. We have Nolan Carroll, who's an NFL player for the Miami Dolphins / Philadelphia Eagles and Cowboys, who actually is a black-owned business, just launched his store in South Beach, Miami, called Do 3D, which is the newest innovative way of creating memories, basically. 3D prints of you. You can literally get into a machine that scans you 66 different cameras. They take it, send it to New York. They send it to get printed, and it comes back like a little figurine. You have 4 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, 10 inches, and 14 inches. The whole new way to preserve memories outside of pictures. It's a new 3D innovative way. So we have him come to speak. We have another public figure come to speak, who is Curtis, who's been seen on MTV True Life and CNN. He's a public figure / professional model. Surprises. I'll leave those there. We have people coming. You can take pictures. We have photography. We have a lot of things there. So don't just think it's like, oh, I'm just coming just like I'm going to the store. In the store, you're going to an actual event. Once impressed upon to say this, as Brother Corey was speaking, like I said earlier, our culture gets fearful when it is, because they're fearful of the fact faint if they decide to step out on faith to do something. At the end of the day, we take risks in life every day, but for some reason we don't take risks with the things that are going to profit us something possibly that could be greater than what that fear is. With that being said, if there's anybody out there that's listening or that hears this, if you have an idea, a gift, a talent, ability, service, something that you think that, okay, I can do this, that's a business. It becomes a brand when you realize, okay, I can do this. What am I going to be known at for this? And how am I going to be serious about it? But if you have something you want to try it out. The Melanin market is definitely an avenue for that, because unlike many other places, we charge only $50, well, primarily, depending on where we're going, for a vendor space. Vendor space is normally $100, $125. Why do you charge $50? Well, Brother Corey asked, why do we charge $50? We charge $50 because we understand that a smaller business may be taking a leap of faith. We don't want to hurt your pockets, but we do also want you to understand that you have to sometimes pay things you have to pay for to get something out of it. Sometimes we don't really take things for granted that we don't pay for. That's free. We don't get the full essence of it. When you have to give of yourself for something, then you realize like it has to be on point. I have to get out of it what I need to get out of it. And we want to make it a way for you to be able to make money back. Literally, I don't think there's any vendor we've talked to that did not make at least their money back, and a little bit, almost double. We had people selling out at our events. We had food vendors definitely selling, had to go back and restock. We had people making, I know, $300 alone, $500. We're talking about hair care products and lotions and skincare products of that nature. Like, literally, people are making money here because people come to the event feeling like they have an obligation to support something that's Black. I have an obligation to make sure my dollars go to something that looks like me. So, with that being said, never be afraid to step out on faith to try something that's going to cause you to have a vein of wealth and income that you never probably thought that you could have. I'm quite sure many people, some people are born to work for others, and some people are born to have their own. And as a lot of people are born to have their own, they're sitting there working for somebody else because they didn't have the faith to step out because they're too fearful. Never be fearful of what's inside of you. Realize what you have inside of you, and realize that it may not look how it may need to look, but there's something beyond you that's driving you and driving that, and that vision and that purpose and destiny in you to get it done that's going to get you through those times. We're just here to be the avenue to help you through that. With that being said, my brother Corey, I'm good, brother. As nothing else, definitely shout out once again to Hypa, Vbyz, Radio. Make sure you follow them. You get this link, it'll be up. We'll post it up and stuff of that nature so you can reshare it. Like Brother Corey said, if you can't make it to North Jersey, we're coming to a city near you very soon. And back in Willowboro, of course. Make sure you spread the word for us. Follow us for more information what we have going on at themelaninmarket.com. That's themelaninmarket.com. And our social media Instagram is Melanin Market 365. Once again, that's Melanin. And I'm going to spell it because some people, they're like, wait, what? M-E, I'm getting thrown off. MELANIN Menin. That's
It's a
Melanin.
good education moment.
Right, right. You know, I say the crazy thing is Lamar put the video up. Excuse me, Maurice put the video up one day. We were at the school. We went to talk to George Washington Carver High School.
Shout out Mr. Tatum.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Tatum in North New Jersey, where they were definitely behind us, thoughts to come talk to their parents and try to really accommodate us. And we went to want to talk to kids real quick. It was about what 60 of them that
Yeah.
was down there at school program. It's like, listen, you want to talk about? We was like, all right, cool. Well, we stay ready, so let's just do it. And so the first question I asked him was, do you know what melanin means? So about seven students raised their hand, and I was just hoping. I was like, okay, somebody can get close to it. Somebody can get close to it. They named everything else but anything to do with melanin. So it showed that we're not even training our young kids on how to understand who they are and what they actually have, and this understanding of this concept of your skin tone having ranges and colors. You know what I'm saying? And it's beautiful. And by the time we left there, as Maurice made sure he got them to rally together, they knew exactly what melanin meant, and they knew exactly what business was, or the element or art of business, should I say, and the understanding of business. So definitely shout out to Maurice on here on the live, probably
Yes,
still.
sir. Yes, sir.
Shout out to everyone that's been supporting us, especially Brother Carlos. Like he said, he won the election. They had their organization, ATAP, a part of our event, Lori Parker, and those that are definitely in this community helping. Mind you, we're doing what the part we can do. The leaders and politicians of that nature, they have to do the part that they can do, and they're doing that. They took the time to run and to get the elected, so now we can let the two merge together and bring a happy result that will cover all bases. I've been your boy, the Billion Brand. It's been an amazing time here on this radio station. A man, Corey X.
In the building.
Brother Maurice, make sure you follow the Melanin Market, and it's a movement coming near you. And don't ever get moved over, but be a part of the movement. Thank y'all. Even the badness, none at all, not the my way. We feel like give up, give up.